Israeli media reported November 15th that rocket fire has now hit Tel Aviv, Israel's most densely populated area. Eyewitnesses say they have heard sirens through the city, along with the sound of at least one explosion. The projectile has reportedly landed in the southern section of the city, though emerging reports are conflicting. The fact that Hamas has claimed that Tel Aviv was the target of the rocket attack indicates a serious escalation. Israel cannot allow its population hub to be attacked, and thus will likely respond with a ground incursion into Gaza, forcing regional actors to reevaluate their respective positions and relationships. Both the Islamic Jihad movement in Palestine and Hamas are claiming to have struck Tel Aviv with their rockets. This new escalation follows a spike in Israeli airstrikes over the Gaza Strip in the last 12 hours. IAF aircraft have hit over 200 targets, and Palestinian casualty numbers have risen to include at least 15 fatalities and dozens injured. The targeting of Israel's largest population center raises the possibility of a ground operation. Limited rocket attacks on the areas surrounding the Gaza Strip have been more or less tolerated by the Israelis for the better part of the last decade. However, with rocket fire into an area where nearly 40% of the country's population resides, Stratfor expects to see firmer action taken by the Israeli military to remove this threat. This latest escalation will force regional actors to reevaluate their relationships with the Palestinians, Israel, and the West. One country that will face immense pressure on all sides is Egypt. Since the election of the Muslim Brotherhood, the country has faced strong domestic pressures, especially among Islamists, to decrease their relationship with the West and, by extension, Israel. However, Egypt has been careful not to alienate the United States, as it receives millions of dollars in aid each year from the West, aid that is critical to survival of the fledgling Egyptian economy. Since the MB government has taken over, it has been working with the political wing of Hamas in its quest to adopt a more Muslim Brotherhood style of governing. With the recent escalation, however, this draws Egypt into quite the conundrum in deciding what position it will espouse on the issue. First and foremost, Egypt wants to work to contain the situation in Israel. Escalating conflict will have negative spillover effect for the rest of the politically sensitive region. Egypt will want to demonstrate to the Palestinians that they have not abandoned them, yet at the same time be careful not to cross the United States in their efforts. If we see Egypt get involved in the conflict, it can be expected to be in a role of mediation in efforts to bring both sides to the negotiating table. Egypt's response to the recent escalation and the events that will follow will be a big test for President Morsi and his government and their ability to balance these two relationships, while at the same time managing the domestic social backlash they will be sure to face at home.